Okay, we are live. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Saint-Gobain Marine webinar. Today's topic will be preventing fire propagation at sea. We are very happy to have you here once again. For those who participated in the first session, just to let you know that this is a repetition of a webinar that we had towards the end of last year because we got a lot of requests in order to repeat it. So we will take that as a success. And this is what brings us here today. My name is Luis de la Co. I am in the group for 7 years now, and I'm currently the Business Development Manager of Saint-Gobain Marine. I will be hosting this webinar for you, but I am very well accompanied by my colleagues, Carol Durantet, representing Isover, and who has been in the group for almost 20 years and present in the marine industry since 15 years. And we have Loic Pajot, who is the business manager for Vetrotech, who has been in the group for 15 years as well. So we are in good hands with our technical experts. And unfortunately, Robin Matson will not be with us today since recently he's sick, so he will be out of office for this webinar. But nonetheless, we have added a few slides in order to briefly mention Weber and its solutions. Nonetheless, when we send you the presentation afterwards, all the slides regarding Weber, technical solutions, and so on will be available for you. So once again, thank you very much for joining, and we're very happy to have you here. I go to the next slide. Now, I will give you some practical details and some useful information before we start. First of all, is that the session will be recorded, and we will send you the slides afterwards. So you will have the opportunity to share with your colleagues or view the slides more in detail after we have finished. The webinar is going to be divided in two different sections. First, we'll have the webinar where we will speak about fire propagation at sea and our different solutions. And later on, we will have a Q&A session. Nonetheless, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to write them on the chat on the Q&A session segment, and we will address these ones towards the end of the webinar. And lastly, whenever you see this dice icon on the top right corner of the screen, that means that it's going to be an interactive session. And what I mean by that is that a question, a poll, it's going to appear on your screen, but don't worry, you don't have to do anything to activate it. It will be automatically, and you just have to select what you think will be the right question, the right answer after I read the question. Now, without further ado, let us start. I will start by explaining to you or give you a reminder of who we are and what is Saint-Gobain Marine. So, as you know, Saint-Gobain, it's a very big organization. It's a very big group. And we are a central business unit. And our aim is to bring together all the different brands and businesses within the group that are also present in marine. And we help this by doing business developing, opening doors, and working specifications, since we're constantly meeting with naval architects, designers, ship owners, and shipyards. When I mean that we're representing different brands and business units, if we start from right towards left, you see that we have a couple of brands taking care of technical insulation. And for today's topic, we're going to focus on Isover. We have high performance flooring as well, represented by Weber. And lastly, we have as well high performance glass represented by Vetrotech. Nonetheless, it's not all the solutions that we have. It will be the focus of this webinar, but we also have a lot of different solutions for different linings and ceilings and different valve packages as well. Regarding the agenda for today, first, I will guide you through and give you a reminder of the different fire regulations and the essentials in order to beat these regulations. Then we will hear from Carol, the insulation solutions for enhanced fire safety representing Isover. And later on, Loic is going to take us through all the solutions available with high-performance fire-rated solutions. After that, we will have a brief conclusion regarding what we discussed and how we are able to help you with other solutions beyond only fire-rated. And lastly, we will have our Q&A session at the end. Now, jumping right into it, first of all, navigating the fire regulations and its essentials. It's very often that we hear isolated incidents regarding a fire that happened aboard a vessel. Nonetheless, we're always hearing it from different sources, and it's, as I mentioned, quite isolated incidents from one another. But nonetheless, there is a significant amount of fires on board that happen on a yearly basis. Now, I mentioned that whenever you see the icon on the top right, a question will pop up, and now you can see it. And the question is, how often do you think a fire-related incident occurred on average on board of a vessel? So we have 4 different options. The first one being every 2 days, second one every 7 days, 15 days, or 30 days. Now select what option do you think it will be the right one, and I will take some time, some minutes, in order to give you the chance to participate. So I have voted, and I can see that a lot of people are saying that it occurs every 7 days. I can see that some people have voted for once a month. Very optimistic. I see that people are still voting, so I will give us 1 minute extra in order to let everybody try to participate. Okay, I can see that people are still voting, and I think somebody changed their mind because I can see that they changed the answer. That's valid. Okay, majority of people voting for 7 days already, right? Let's give us a couple more seconds since I can see that some people are still voting. Okay, I think it has been done now. Well, I tell you the answer, and it is every 2 days. Well, technically, it's every 1.7 days. And this is the source of this. It's the Allianz Insurance Commercial, and it's according to a report called Safety and Shipping Review of 2024, and in which they covered over 200 fire incidents that were reported in the year 2023. So this gives us an average that almost every other day there is a fire incident happening on board the vessel. So this is why we're having this webinar today, in order to highlight the insurance, or the importance, of ensuring fire safety on board. Now, as a quick recap, we have identified 4 different pillars in order to highlight why this is such a big topic. And very often we take for granted when we're talking about fire-related solutions here and there with different regulations, but actually we're talking about protecting people's life. At the same time, we are preventing the catastrophic events, and we're talking about the preservation of not only the vessel, but only the goods and assets and the equipment that it's within the vessel. And as well, of course, the impact that it has on the environmental protection. Now, we all know that the IMO is the head of the marine regulations, the International Maritime Organization. And it is through the Convention of SOLAS, the Safety of Life at Sea, that the aim of this convention is to set up the minimum requirements for safety for all the different solutions, equipments, and products that are installed on board of a vessel. Any kind of vessel, whenever it's going to be built and be set on sail, it has to follow the SOLAS Convention. More specifically, we're talking about Chapter 2-2 when it comes to fire protection, fire detection, and fire extinction. Nonetheless, it's not only regarding SOLAS, because after that, there are different key certification bodies like Bureau Veritas, Lloyd's Registers, DNV, RINA, ABS, and Class SNK, to mention some of them, that are the classification societies in order to make sure that these safety measures and requirements are being followed and installed. Now, these classification societies, they have a different set of duties. The first one being, of course, safety, which means that they need to assure that all the products and the solutions that are being installed on the ship are certified regarding quality and the certification of products that meet the high quality standards, ensuring the value for consumers. And not only that, but it's very often that in many of our production sites that are focusing on manufacturing the marine equipment, we often have these classifications or certification bodies present in order to measure the production sites that we are, or the production lines that we are using in order to manufacture the marine goods. For example, for the glass, we have very often people from these different classification societies to carry on the ISO 614 regulations. So make sure that we're complying with the regulations set by SOLAS. At the same time, it serves the purpose of marketing material, because having the certification of the solutions served as a marketing tool, fostering consumer trust and differentiation and reliability as well. And of course, it also meets the demands regarding the sustainable products to be installed on board of the marine ecosystems. We go to the next slide. Now, there's another poll here coming from you, for you, sorry. And the question goes as follows. When it comes to fire safety on ship, which approach do you think is the most effective? Focusing on detection and firefighting systems to extinguish fires quickly, so focusing on active fire protection. Option number 2 would be use the passive fire protection measures like fire-rated materials to prevent fire spreading on board. And option C, saying that both are equally as important as each other and both of them should be combined. Again, I will give you some time so you can vote and give your answer. Okay, I can see 82% of the participants who voted have gone for option C, saying that they're both just as important. Nonetheless, some people voting for option number 1 say active fire protection. And I can see some people voting for option number 2. I will give you 1 more minute in order to try to participate. I see 30 responses, 31, 32, so going up. Okay, a couple more seconds. Okay, and I can see here that most of the people, 83%, voted for option C. So stating that both are equally as important and should be combined. And for all of those who voted option C, congratulations, because it is the correct option. Now, we are going to focus on going more into detail regarding the passive fire protection, because as a supplier and as manufacturing of solutions for the marine industry, we are focusing more towards passive fire protection. And there's 2 different ways that this can be fulfilled. Either by minimizing the use of combustible materials on board, and this is done that in order to mitigate fire risk and limit that the material that it's being burned acts as a fuel available for either a potential fire or to contribute to the existing fire and prevent it to keep growing. Or the compartmentalization of the vessel, meaning that the role of the fire-rated solution is to contain and control the fire spread on board, as well as the temperature insulation. So it's a matter of finding the right balance between reacting and resisting to the fire. Now, lastly, even though it might be a bit basic regarding the fire regulations and the different fire class divisions, I'll give you a quick reminder that there's 3 different fire class divisions, A, B, and C. Starting with C, this is the division that its aim is to assign a classification to the non-combustible materials. Nonetheless, in the graph that you see on the screen, we're focusing on explaining A and B certifications. So as you might know, the B and the A stands for either 30 minutes for the B and 60 minutes for the A. And this makes a claim regarding the fire integrity of the solution, meaning that it is the minimum amount of time required for a product to maintain its integrity so it doesn't let the flames or the smokes pass to a different compartment of the vessel. Now, this letter is followed by a number, either 0, 15, 30, or 60, and this accounts for the minutes that the solution is responsible for achieving the temperature insulation from going from one side to the different side. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because of the solutions that you're going to hear very soon from Carol and Loic. We have all the range covered from B0, B30, A0, A60, and even H120 for the glass, but that's a different classification, more towards specific usage. We'll go to the next slide. And now for that, I will now give you the floor, Carol, in order to guide us through the technical insulation for Isover. So the floor is yours, Carol.
Thank you, Luis, and hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. So I will start our discussion by introducing you to Isover, so a leading brand in the thermal and acoustic insulation, as well as fire protection solution, which is the topic of today, let's say. So we at Isover, we offer a comprehensive range of insulation product that caters different sector. So first one being construction sector, obviously, but we have also other application like industrial application and marine and offshore, and that's why I'm here today. So the commitment of Isover is to enhance the building or vessel performance by including, let's say, some innovative insulation solution, which not only improve the efficiency, but also reduce, in fact, the environmental impact while preserving, let's say, the comfort of the occupants. So among our standout products at Isover, we have Ultimate, our lightweight stone wool insulation, and more specially designed for the marine and offshore application, the UC Protect range. So this product range, Ultimate and more especially UC Protect, exemplify in fact our dedication to quality and innovation. And I will explain now a little bit deeper how our solution can answer your needs. So now we take a closer look to UC Protect, which is our core offer for the maritime industry. So this product is designed, in fact, to meet the unique challenges of the marine industry. So we have the thermal performance, the acoustic insulation, and as well the fire protection. And all this we provide with a reduced weight for the insulation package. So firstly, UC Protect, in fact, will help you to reduce the need for extensive heating and cooling system on board. So you will, by insulating correctly your vessel, you will get optimal temperature on board. So it will improve, let's say, your energy efficiency and lower your operational cost. When we go now to acoustic insulation, UC Protect, again, it plays an important role in improving passenger or occupant comfort and operational effectiveness of your vessel. So it will minimize, in fact, the noise level, creating a more pleasant environment. And this is due to the special structure of our mineral wool. The way we are able to manufacture these fibers help us to have a unique performance regards to acoustic. Then when it comes to the fire protection is another critical aspect. Our insulation limits the spread of fire, providing essential protection for lives and assets. And this feature is mainly the basis of our material, and I will comment a little bit later. And what we want to emphasize as well today is that UC Protect is designed with regulatory compliance in mind. This is what also Luis mentioned just before. So we ensure safety while maintaining environmental responsibility. And we know how this is important as of today. So now let's go deeper on the fire performance that UC Protect can achieve. So during a fire, a mineral wool serves as an effective protective barrier, so significantly slowing down or even stopping the spread of flames to different sections of the ship. So UC Protect is specially designed to be non-combustible. So as Luis mentioned, it means that it will not contribute to the spread of fire during an incident because it had to reduce the total fire load on the vessel. And by reducing this amount of combustible material, we want to increase the non-combustible materials, not to decrease. We can further enhance the vessel resilience to fire. And to answer its effectiveness, UC Protect not only got this non-combustibility criteria, we also undergoes rigorous testing. And in that case, we speak about solution testing, system testing to evaluate the performance in different fire scenarios. You see on that picture, this is a typical bulkhead test that we are doing. And so our products, as Liz mentioned, we have a number of solutions that are rating from A15 to A60, B class, etc., for different type of divisions and alloy. And by doing this kind of testing, following also the SOLAS and FTP code protocols, you get the assurance that the UC Protect will perform reliably under challenging conditions like the fire ones that we encounter every 2 days. So this fire performance is done while keeping the insulation at a low weight, and this is done thanks to the unique patented technology which encompass both the glass composition. So Isover worked a lot on the glass composition and on the manufacturing process in order to get to such a product. So now, having explored the fire capabilities of UC Protect, let's move to the standout feature. And beside fire protection, what we can offer. So I was mentioning that UC Protect helps you to reduce the weight on your vessels, and we can say that you can reduce the weight up to 40% compared to the most commonly specification I can see from on different projects. So this rate reduction in weight will help you to improve the performance, but also enhance the fuel efficiency and reducing overall the operational cost of your project. So here again, so we have a set of solutions for if you look for fire resistance A class, B class, with different feature depending exactly on your needs. We have a little bit tailored our offer towards the lightest solution, the thinnest solution, because sometimes you have room constraints on your vessels, and also to the most optimal cost-effective solution approach. So you have a lot of choice in our portfolio. To mention as well that we provide also a non-combustible insulation for thermal acoustic application. So, for example, for insulation of the division of the hull of the HVAC ductwork, for the pipings, we have set of solution. We have some system to prevent the fire spread within the concealed spaces, like the false ceiling with the drop stop, the B15. Floating floor solution, A60 flooring solution. So with this is something we have done together with Weber that gives outstanding performance in terms of acoustic, and we've reduced total installation cost. We put, let's say, the benefits of Weber and the benefits of Isover in one solution, so that you really get the maximum of what we can bring for flooring solution. And also to mention OEM equipment, so our solutions, our light solution, also reliable for original equipment manufacturers. So our products are used also for cabin walls, for ceilings, for fire doors, and it will help you also to decrease the weight on these elements while keeping the performance you want to have. And if you want to know more about our solution, just scan this QR code and you will have a slight overview of what we could offer. So the recap, I will say, because it's my last slides from my side. So UC Protect will provide an effective mitigation of fire risk because it's non-combustible, so it will not increase the fire load on the vessel, and it has been also rigorously tested for the compartmentation of your vessel. Secondly, it will help you to improve also the energy efficiency on your vessel, because by its lightweight nature, UC Protect, in fact, will help you to decrease the weight of your insulation package while keeping exceptional performance in terms of acoustic and thermal. So when we combine, in fact, these two aspects, you understand, so mitigation of fire, improve energy efficiency, you understand that you have the right product to use on board of your vessel in order to ensure safer journey for everyone on board, but also long-term, let's say, savings for ship owners and operators. So thank you all. I hope you have a clear understanding what UC Protect is doing. And back to you, Luis. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Carol. Definitely interesting. And I can see already some questions on the chats. And as a reminder, don't forget and don't be shy to ask questions. We will address them at the end. And now I will give the floor to Loic. So Loic, the floor is all yours.
Okay, thank you. And I have understood that I have only 10 minutes, so I will try to go straight to the point. So at first, on the first slide, I will give you a first information about Vetrotech. So we are part of the Saint-Gobain group, and we are specialized in life safety glass dedicated to land-based application, but also we have a business unit dedicated to marine. So we are always happy to provide exact specification to our partner and to supply the glass mainly to frame maker, windows maker, or partition manufacturer. Okay, so we act worldwide, and we have several factories in Europe and in India. So in this slide, what you can see, it's one important topic about the glass is glass safety is fire. So we had the example last week with the two vessel accident in the North Sea. So in case of fire, what are the glass functionality that are important? But the glass functionality which are important is to avoid the spread of the smoke, to avoid the spread of the flame and of the heat. So it's what is really important. And we need to allow people to take the time to escape from the fire and to reach the place where they will be in a safe environment. So all of fire solution can be combined with other glass functionality, which can be the pressure pane to avoid any difficulty from the pressure from the wave, the noise cancelling, the thermal insulation which bring comfort, also lightweight solution to in fact provide and always try to reach some CO2 reduction emission. So in the next slide, what is important to understand that the fire can come from outside or inside. So the different place that you have really to take care of and really to protect are the lifeboat area, the cabin, the wheelhouse, and the front of the vessel. And we can understand here on this slide that you have a picture of a tanker, and you can understand that the fire can come from easily from outside, from all the goods that he has on board, and you need to protect the people we are managing and running the vessel. At the same time, you can have a fire starting on the lower floor in a cabin or just close by a cabin and going up and reaching the lifeboat area. And at the same time, for sure, if the fire starts in a lower level, the people in the lower cabin has to be protected and being able to reach the safety place. And it's where we will see in the next slide the interior fire application. You have to protect the atrium, for sure, where you have a lot of people passing by, the restaurant, where you can have fire coming from the kitchen, and also the fire corridor to allow people to go to the safety boat or to a dedicated place. So then in the next slide, I will have a look and I will explain about our product range. No need to remind you about the classification. It has been done just before. We have two types of solution. The first type is integrity. So integrity will allow the glass to remain in place and to protect from the smoke and from the flame. So for that, we have a product called Paro Suisse. It's a monolithic glass which can be combined in a laminated glass or in a double glazing. So it will protect only from integrity. So it depends what you need and where it will be located. Then we have another product range called Contra Flamme. So this one will protect from integrity for the smoke and the flame, but also it will insulate and it will protect from the heat, which is really important in corridor in order to have people able to live to the safety boat. So it consists, and you see the picture on the right-hand side of the slide, of tempered glass, several layers, and in between you will have a gel, a specific gel that will react when the fire will come, and instead of being transparent due to the heat, it will become white. Okay, so depending on the time you need, 15, 30, 60 minutes, you will have different layer of glazing, and we can also combine it with a pressure pen, with double glazing, triple glazing. So all our solution can be combined. So here are the product range. So in the next slide, we can see that now we can talk about the design. So all those solutions can be combined with different design. So it could be half moon, it could be a sliding door, it could be big and with a round corner glass. So any type of glass, which will be combined, as I told you already, with pressure paint. So really thick glass to avoid and to protect from the pressure of the wave, but also with double glazing, with a thermal insulation to bring comfort, and also to have it in a double, triple glazing, or even with heatable glass. So let's say that fire is one functionality and can be combined with any other. So now the most important is fire testing. So when we talk about fire-rated glass, we don't have to forget about the framing system, because what is going to be tested is a system composed of a frame and a glass. And both of them are going to be tested and asked to resist. It will be tested in the worst case scenario with the highest heat possible, and it will be certified by a third party. What will be certified is the system. It has to work together, and if it passes, the third-party certification company will give a certificate called MED to the framing manufacturer. And in case we need to have a replacement, we always ask our partner to provide us this MED certificate to be sure that it was our glass tested with this frame, because we cannot compromise with life safety. So we have partners all around the world, whatever in Asia, Europe, North America. It's quite easy to find, and we can always provide names to work with. They have all has been tested with different solutions, Contraflamme, Paro Suisse, or even other type. And we have really some experts dedicated to that in our business unit. We have one expert dedicated to marine, and we have a place where we test also the glass. We do approximately more than 200 tests per year, and it's really a key and the safe side of working with Vetrotech. So now in the next slide, it just to remind you what we are able to do. So remind you that we have different solutions depending on the duration you need. If you need integrity or integrity plus insulation, we can do with, and we provide glass to frame maker who are using steel or aluminium, different shape, different functionality, always focusing on sustainability. What is really key in Vetrotech is how we can provide and reduce the CO2 emission. It's something key, so we have a solution to give a lighter and thinner glass. We can combine with thermal insulation to cut the infrared. We have also, and what is really important, we have certification to certify that our solution are UV stable and will not bring and start having some yellowish or white effect after a few months. And what is important, whatever is the type of vessel, is to provide comfort to the passenger on the top of the safety. We don't compromise on light transmittance, sun protection, or any sound reduction. So here are the different points I wanted to develop with you, and do not hesitate to ask a question on the chat that I will be happy to answer you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Loic. Very interesting indeed, and I can see already some people asking some questions on the chat, even some quotations. And lastly, because we're running out of time soon enough, as I mentioned, Robin could not join us due to sickness, but I will just give you a very, very quick few words regarding Weber Marine and offshore. So Gobain Marine, it's our dedicated brand that it's focusing on the manufacturing of floating floors and self-leveling screed. And these are the two main, even though they have a lot more solutions, these are the two main different product families. The self-leveling screed bringing a lot of benefits when it comes to installation time and total cost of installation. Since after it has been done, the installation has been done, you can walk on top of the self-leveling screed in 2-3 hours after it has been applied. And also the second part is the floating floor, which is something that Carol already mentioned, and it's a collaboration with Isover for the A60 solutions. And it starts from the thinnest one being 45 millimeters in thickness, which means that it gives the architects and designers and outfitters as well a lot of room to improve regarding the design of the height of the cabin. Nonetheless, the contacts for Robin will be sent to you, and as well with the rest of the slides. Now, coming to a conclusion, a quick recap of what we discussed, and some of the main takeaways is that we went through the importance of having qualified and quality assured fire safety solutions on board for the protection of life, catastrophic events, and the preservation of the vessel and its goods within it. The compliance and responsibility, because as we mentioned before, not only are we compliant with all the regulations, and we have had our own testing facilities where very often we see people from these notified bodies take part on that, but we're talking about protecting people's life. And a quick reminder regarding Saint-Gobain as a group, that today we're focusing about fire, but it's not only what we can do. Carol and Loic both mentioned as well that our fire-rated solutions can be combined with other different products family, such as weight savings, thermal efficiency, energy efficiency, and so on. So we would be more than happy to receive some questions and inquiries after the webinar regarding these different value propositions. And now, thank you for listening to us. We will try to address some of the questions on the chat. So I will go to the chat. And I can see already some questions. Give me some time to look for them. Okay, Carol, Michelle is asking, where can we find the UC Protect solutions? What's your route to market?
Yes, thanks, Michelle, my colleague, to remind me that I forgot to mention that. I mentioned where to find information with the leaflet, the QR code, but obviously we have a network of authorized distributors that where you will be able to buy UC Protect solutions, so worldwide, and you can also contact myself, and I will give you the name of our authorized representative, and as well the local contact you may have in your country. I will be happy to have the same request as Beatrice sent for Loic.
Yes, thank you, Carol, for that. I can see another question. Loic, this is for you, and Beatriz Gonzalez. It's asking, could you give me a contact person to ask for a request for a quotation for a B15 inner glass? Yes, Loic, you're on mute. Loic, you're on mute, Loic. You have to unmute yourself.
Sorry, sorry for that. So thank you very much. Let's make business. I will write my email address in the chat, so you can have it, and you can ask me directly what you need, and I will see how I can answer you.
Yes, Loic is the right person for that. I see that Hendrike is asking, what does H120 mean? Because I guess it was mentioned a couple of times during the webinar, but it was not on the graph. But briefly explained, the H stands for hydrocarbon rated solutions. And what that means is that usually the testing procedure is done in a different way, where the temperature where it starts, it's a lot higher. It's already starts, I believe it's around 900 degrees. And the curve, it max out pretty quickly. So meaning that the fire test itself, it's a lot more demanding. And where we see this, that it's being used, it's a lot actually in oil rigs as well, where there is a lot of fuel, of course, that would act as a combustion. So the requirements for the solutions installed are a lot more demanding. I can see Beatriz, another question, and I can see that Bruno has another question afterwards as well. But Beatriz, any floating floor solutions, only thermal acoustic and not A60? Yes, this is something that as well I can put you in contact with our colleague Robin. He's the decision maker for that, and you can have more information coming directly for him, but he is the right person to contact. Bruno, I see that you have your hand lifted. I don't know if we will be able to hear you if you are muted automatically, but if not, feel free to write the question on the chat, because I think that you might be muted automatically because of the software. And then we have, could you elaborate a bit on the difference of when to consider double versus triple glazing units? Loic, this one is for you as well.
So yes, so this one is for me. So it depends more on which thermal insulation you want to reach, or noise cancelling. So it depends on the specification. Normally, it will not bring any specific added value regarding pressure or fire, but it will be more about the comfort of the people, about thermal insulation and noise. Thermal insulation more for Nordic country and cold environment, where you will have the U value less than 1. Because for shading coefficient with the double glazing, you will have enough performance.
And also, when we're talking about triple glazing solutions, the U value can go down considerably, giving you a lot better thermal insulation as well. Okay. I don't see any more questions on the chat. Bruno, I know that you tried to raise the hand, but nonetheless, feel free to reach out after directly to our email address, and we'll be more than happy to help you. And thank you very, very much for joining the webinar today. It was our pleasure to have you. And just to let you know that we will be also present in North Shipping in Oslo during the first week of June, I believe it is, and we will be on booth D06-02. So we're more than open, you're more than welcome to drop by the booth, and we can have continue our discussion. Thanks a lot for your participation, and don't forget that all of what we discussed today will be sent back to you, the replay and also the slides. So many thanks. Thanks again, Carol and Loic, and wish you all the best. Bye bye.
And see you at North Shipping.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you at North Shipping. Ciao, ciao.